Did DJI just hit the brakes at the worst possible moment? Or are we misreading a move that could actually signal something much bigger happening behind the scenes? For months now, every credible sign pointed toward the Osmo Pocket 4 landing right before Christmas, almost perfectly timed to capture holiday sales and the attention of creators who had been holding off on upgrades all year. The rumor mill was unusually consistent this time. Dual cameras. Real optical-style zoom instead of digital crops. Smarter AI framing that could finally make a pocket-sized camera feel like it was actively thinking with you instead of forcing you to adapt to its limitations. Everything about it suggested DJI was preparing its most significant pocket update ever, a true leap rather than another careful step forward. But now, just as expectations peaked, a new leak suggests that carefully anticipated launch window has slipped, pushing the Pocket 4 into January 2026 instead. On the surface, that feels like bad news, especially for anyone who delayed buying a Pocket 3 expecting a holiday release. But when you step back and look at what's actually happening, the delay may tell us more about how serious this upgrade really is than any spec sheet ever could. According to the latest reports, including claims from YouTuber photos, DJI may still announce the Pocket 4 near the end of December, but the actual release is reportedly being pushed into January, and the reason being cited isn't manufacturing trouble or technical failure, but accessories not being ready. That might sound trivial if you're thinking in smartphone terms, but with DJI, accessories are central to the ecosystem. Expansion grips, wireless modules, external lenses, mounts, and battery solutions are part of how these cameras are meant to be used in the real world. A pocket camera without its ecosystem is like a gimbal without stabilization, technically functional but missing the point. Add to that the uncertainty swirling around late December regulatory pressure, especially with discussions around potential bans heating up around December 23rd, and suddenly delaying the release starts to look less like hesitation and more like strategic caution. January offers a cleaner runway, fewer distractions, and more control over the narrative. Now, what makes this delay truly interesting is what we've already seen of the Pocket 4 itself. On paper alone, this is shaping up to be the most ambitious Osmo Pocket DJI has ever attempted. The headline feature, and the one that has creators buzzing the most, is the dual camera setup. If implemented the way leaks suggest, this would finally allow clean 2x and 4x zoom without the ugly quality loss we've all just learned to tolerate over the years. Instead of punching into a single sensor and sacrificing detail, the Pocket 4 would switch between camera modules intelligently, maintaining image quality while changing perspective. Combine that with AI auto-framing that understands subject position and movement, and suddenly this tiny device behaves less like a basic point-and-shoot and more like a miniature multi-camera production rig. For run-and-gun creators, vloggers, and solo shooters, that kind of flexibility is transformative. It means fewer stops to recompose, fewer missed moments, and less mental overhead while filming. You just move, and the camera adapts. That's the promise DJI appears to be chasing here. But promises are easy to make in leaks, which is why the prototype footage that surfaced recently matters so much. Igor Bogdanov shared short clips of what is claimed to be a Pocket 4 prototype in testing, and those clips quietly reveal more than any marketing slide ever will. The first thing that stands out is the size. The gimbal head is noticeably larger than the Pocket 3, with thicker arms and visibly beefier motor housings. This isn't cosmetic. A dual camera module adds real weight, and weight is the enemy of smooth stabilization. DJI clearly hasn't tried to cheat physics here. Instead of squeezing new hardware into the old design, they appear to have redesigned the entire stabilization system to handle the added mass properly, reducing drift, maintaining horizon accuracy, and preserving that signature pocket smoothness. In the testing setup, the Pocket 3 and the Pocket 4 prototype are mounted side by side on the same bar, moving in perfect sync. That kind of rig is used to fine-tune everything from exposure behavior to rolling shutter characteristics, color response, and stabilization accuracy. It's meticulous work, the kind you don't rush if you care about the end result. When you look closely at the screens in that footage, the Pocket 4 preview appears brighter, punchier, and slightly different in contrast compared to the Pocket 3. That doesn't scream final product. It screams prototype firmware, active tuning, and unfinished image science. And that's important because image tuning is where good cameras become great ones. Hardware can be impressive, but without careful calibration, it falls flat. All of this extra hardware naturally demands more power, and leaks suggest DJI is responding with roughly a 20% larger battery. That's not a luxury upgrade or a marketing checkbox. That's a necessity. Dual cameras, stronger motors, heavier processing loads, and real-time AI framing would absolutely chew through the Pocket 3's battery if nothing changed. A bigger battery signals that DJI isn't just building a camera for quick clips, but something intended for daily creator use, longer sessions, and more demanding workflows. Of course, bigger batteries and more complex hardware also raise questions about price. While nothing has been confirmed, expectations are already shifting toward a higher tier than previous Pocket launches. That may disappoint some, but it also reinforces the idea that DJI isn't treating the Pocket 4 as a casual refresh. This looks like a foundational upgrade, one that repositions the Pocket line rather than simply extending it. That's why the delay feels different from past slips. Delays usually signal one of two things: trouble or ambition. And everything we're seeing points firmly toward ambition. DJI isn't just polishing the edges here. They're pushing the Pocket concept into new territory, redefining what a pocket-sized camera can reasonably do. A heavier gimbal, dual cameras, smarter framing, and a larger battery are not small tweaks. They're structural changes. If you're considering buying a Pocket 3 right now, that context matters. We're close enough to the Pocket 4 that waiting could save you a lot of regret, especially if these features are central to your workflow. And while the Pocket story is unfolding, DJI appears to be playing an equally interesting game in the air. What if DJI quietly rewired the entire Avata idea and dropped a drone that doesn't just fly forward, but captures everything around you in one flight? That's the question fueling the latest Avata 3, or possibly Avata 360, leaks. The Avata line has always been about approachable FPV, compact, ducted, forgiving, and accessible to pilots who want cinematic results without the steep learning curve of traditional FPV builds. The Avata 2 refined that formula, but the Avata 3 leaks suggest DJI wants to go beyond incremental improvement. Think bigger sensor options, faster top speeds, longer flight times, and potentially a dual-lens 360 capture setup. Right now, the community is split. Some leakers describe a straightforward successor with a 1-inch sensor, while others show twin lenses and confidently call it Avata 360. Both scenarios dramatically change how you shoot and edit. If DJI goes with a 1-inch sensor, the benefits are immediately practical: better low-light performance, improved dynamic range, cleaner detail, and more forgiving exposure. That's huge for indoor flights, night scenes, and complex lighting environments where noise and clipped highlights ruin shots. But if the Avata 360 rumors are true, and DJI mounts twin 1-inch sensors for spherical capture, that's a completely different creative proposition. Native 360 video, potential 8K spherical capture, and full reframing freedom in post would let creators decide the camera angle after the flight is over. That's powerful, but it comes with serious challenges. Stitching accuracy, vibration damping, processing demands, and massive file sizes all become part of the workflow. A single large sensor improves traditional FPV footage. A dual 360 rig explodes creative freedom, but demands more from the pilot, the hardware, and the editor. Speed and handling rumors suggest redesigned propellers and a lighter, stiffer frame, with whispers of top speeds between 120 and 140 kilometers per hour in optimized builds. Longer flight times are also being discussed, with battery capacities creeping into the 3,000 mAh range and improved power efficiency. That could translate to 25 to 30 minutes of conservative flight time, which would be enormous for cinematic FPV runs. But real-world performance always depends on payload, wind conditions, and whether you're recording heavy formats like 8K spherical video. Fly 360 and expect that runtime to drop. Another critical element is sensing. Leaks mention multidirectional obstacle sensing and smarter awareness, which would be especially important for 360 capture. When you're recording in every direction, collision avoidance isn't just a safety feature, it's essential. Regulatory concerns also loom large, with potential data and transmission scrutiny affecting availability in certain regions. That could influence launch timing and whether specific versions ship globally. For commercial pilots, keeping an eye on local regulations will be just as important as watching the spec sheet. So where does that leave you? If you need reliable FPV performance today, and the Avata 2 already does what you need, there's no reason to panic buy or rush into anything. If low-light performance and cleaner image quality matter most to you, and the 1-inch sensor leaks hold up, waiting could be worthwhile. And if you're a spherical or VR-focused creator, and the Avata 360 arrives with usable 8K stitching and a stable workflow, that could fundamentally change how you think about aerial capture. Just be ready for heavier files and more demanding editing. My gut says DJI will ship something genuinely compelling in late 2025 or early 2026, likely with region-specific availability and multiple variants aimed at different creator needs. Between the Pocket 4 delay and the Avata leaks, one thing is clear. DJI isn't slowing down. They're recalibrating, and when they finally move, it looks like they plan to move big.